Hello, fellas.
Well,
What's going on?
what's crack?
How's quarantine life treating you?
Okay, so far.
It's not too bad. Could be worse.
Well,
Bored to bits, man. Every day sitting there, pick me nose, scratch my ass.
Fuck's sake. What?
Anyway. This is our first podcast. I say we introduce ourselves. So, let's.
Might as well.
Dara, you want to go first? Say a bit about
Yeah.
yourself.
Hi, I'm Dara. I'm 18 and I'm not single. I'm an
Nice.
alcoholic.
Nice, Jared. Want to say
You
something?
just missed him. He was just single like the other day. Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's a really good guy.
Who, me?
No, your boyfriend.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I'm Jer. Do archery. And
Okay.
hello, Jer. This is Alcoholics Anonymous.
Let me have a seat.
Yeah, that's me. I do archery.
Alright, I know it's Thomas's turn.
Come on, Thomas.
I'm Thomas.
How are you?
We said that for you.
Pretty much it. I think that's
Alright,
He
Thomas
likes
is the
movies.
most devoid of life human being I've ever heard in my entire life.
That's how I roll. You know, that's how the cookie.
Rolling with the punches, man.
That's my motto.
All right.
Anyway.
So what do you think is going to change after all this crap? Life back to normal, or is it ever going to be the same? Like,
Oh
I don't
no,
think
it
it's ever
definitely
gonna
won't
be
be
the same.
back to normal. It definitely won't be.
yeah,
I think that more precautions will be put in place. Like I don't know if social distancing as a whole will be kept. Like obviously it won't be to this extreme, but like I think that they might only let like a certain amount of people into places at a time.
yeah.
So like,
Do you think China? Do you think China are gonna be like? They're gonna have to like send out money to all the countries as like an apology fee or something like that. They're gonna have to be
Like
not
war
even like
reparation.
it's not
punished.
like now. Like if we're talking about that, you have to think that it's not like all right. So people can blame China, right?
Which I am
But
doing.
it was leaked from the country. It wasn't sent from the country, as far as we know.
Developed on a bioweapon. As a bioweapon.
It comes from China, therefore China are responsible.
Yeah, but man, that's like saying, you know, say if Trump and Putin went to war, right, and they caused a bunch of shit. Like let's say they caused World War III, right?
Yeah.
And like every country affected by that in any way, shape, or form, are they going to send out money to them?
Yeah, that's how war works. War reparations.
Yeah, that's
like you have to pay all this money to all these other countries. That's World War One and went bankrupt. Did you ever hear stories of like buying bread with a couple of billion?
Yeah.
So do you think
everyone money?
China should hold their hand up saying we made a mistake and then give all the money their compensation for all the lives they've lost and all the equipment they've used and stuff like that?
Did that happen with
Well,
Spanish
they're
flu
helping
or no?
countries. Say that again?
Did that happen with Spanish flu or no? Did like Spain have to fork out?
I don't know a thing about Spanish flu, to be honest.
Because I think that's the main thing they're comparing it to, right?
There wasn't that strong of like an economy back there in whatever that year was,
so
the
they wouldn't have really made them
1920, so it wouldn't have really mattered. But today,
yeah.
That we are in an economic crisis right now because of the coronavirus, which was caused by China. Therefore, China should bail us out of it, is what I'm trying to say.
That's true.
By the way, the Spanish flu was in 1918.
The 1918? I didn't know that. I knew it was in the 1920s somewhere, but
no,
also, I think that handshake, it's done. I don't think people are ever like it'll never be the same as it was. Like you won't go into a conference room and shake hands.
I'd say it'll be more of an official kind of thing, with like, like the government and shit like that.
I'm gonna disagree on that one.
You're gonna disagree?
Nah.
Nah.
It's only shaking someone's hand.
Yeah. A sign of respect, like.
I don't know.
A sign of respect now, but also it's shaking hands. It passes so many diseases over, and now that you know that it was one of the main causes of COVID.
It might be pushed by the government to like wash your hands more frequently, like when you come in from like doing something.
Well, people should be washing their hands
No, but
This is regular what people are doing,
I know,
like, you know?
you know, if you go out, like, say you're going
Ladies
outside to
and
play a bit of football, right?
That doesn't wash hands.
Man, I wash my hands. Shut the fuck up. Say you're going out and you're playing a bit of football, right? And you come back in, you have to wash your hands because they're dirty, right? Because you can see, like, dirt is visible on it, right? But if you go to the cinema or something and then come back, you're not going to wash your hands unless you go to the toilet or something like.
I wash my hands after I come to the cinema because I'd be walking up the rail, and you know, so many people's hands have touched that rails in one day. You know?
Yeah, but like,
think about it.
if you don't use, even if you don't use a rail,
I would wash my hands.
Jared, would you? If you were coming back from like a cinema or something, or like, say you were out shopping, would you come back and specifically wash your hands because you were out?
I mean, it kind of sounds meh. I don't think I really do that.
Yeah, because
if I'm in a cinema, normally I go to the bathroom at least once or something, and like,
yeah,
of course
exactly,
you're gonna wash your hands there.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing that freaks me out is how many people go into a public bathroom, especially lads, and they don't wash their hands.
Yeah, man.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man, public bathrooms scared the shit out of me. Like,
why?
Just thinking the amount of like, all right, think of how many people.
How many asses touch the seat with me?
Yeah, exactly. And how many of those asses have disease?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think there's gonna be more. Like, it's gonna be stricter on like hand washing and shit like that.
Yeah.
A lot of
how
things.
do you enforce someone to wash their hands?
hygiene.
Like,
just I suppose no. Fuck off, man. No, you know it's not.
They probably have to start walking around with masks or something, or gloves on.
Yeah, they put up more posters and shit.
I have no problem wearing a mask when I'm out.
Yeah, that's fine.
It means I can go back out.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like, look here, I'm looking up something that the subway in New York had to shut down because it had to be cleaned for the first time in 115 years.
Yeah, how crazy is that? Like
that is mental.
Like, think about that. People use the train every day, and some of you be on it.
New York is one of the most densely populated cities in the world. Like,
it's one of the
there's something like
ones,
I can't remember. There's something like 18 million or something in New York, I think. Hold on.
I think that's about right, yeah.
I'm trying to look that up because I don't want to be wrong. I think it's either 18 or 8. It's a big difference. So,
hey, Jay, could you check that real quick?
8. It's 8 million, yeah.
Could you check that? Oh, it's 8. It's 8.399 million in New York alone.
Jesus.
Like,
crazy. Just like think of Dublin, but like get Dublin City and multiply by like how much bigger would New York be if you were to guess? Rough estimate.
By Dublin or by Ireland?
Like, size of population.
Dublin. Size of Dublin, man. New York is like 5 times bigger than Ireland. Do you know that, right?
It's not hardly the city.
Oh, the city. Oh,
I'm not talking about the state.
Much bigger there.
It wouldn't be Ireland size though.
It wouldn't be Ireland size, but it would be much bigger than Dublin anyway.
Just think, right? Literally, in Ireland, the population is like 4 million, close to that.
About that, yeah.
It's 5. I'll check now. I think it's 5-ish.
Ireland population. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure.
4.904, right? That's the entire country.
Yeah. You have one state.
Double that lives in New York.
Yeah.
And that's not even one state. That's one city.
I know, yeah.
That's fucking wild. So think of the amount of people, and it's such like, I know when you see it in the films and stuff, it's like this fabulous city, but like talking to anyone from there, it's the dirtiest place on the planet.
Did you guys ever watch Casey Neistat? He used to vlog and he loved New York.
Really?
Like he lived in it, and he looked kind of fucking crazy.
So, I know. There's a lot of different sides in New York. There's like all the rich parts and stuff, and then there's like the really bad parts. Like,
I read something there the other day because of quarantine. It was like the first day in like I'd say 60 years where nobody got shot in New York. Like
that is mad. Have you seen?
It's crazy that it's been 60 years since that happened.
Have you seen the picture of Times Square with no one in it?
I didn't know.
It's absolutely empty. Not the way you always see it, like full of cars. There's so much traffic. Absolutely empty. Nothing there.
Do you reckon you lads could live in something like that?
What, like a big ass city like that?
Huge city.
I honestly don't think I could.
Like we live in this sparsely populated bog. Like there's nothing around us.
Yeah, like
you live on the outskirts of a village. Thomas, you live in the outskirts of a village. I live on the outskirts of a tiny town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just being in Dublin and stuff, walking around, from like my experience of like living here is completely different. Like there's more things you have to think about. Like
we were in religion one day.
Yeah.
Heinz. And he was telling us about his nephew who lives in the Bronx.
Okay.
And he said that he came over to visit. And when he came over, he said he was looking up at the sky when he just landed. He goes, "It's amazing, you know that?" And Mr. Hines goes, "Oh, why is that?" He goes, "Well, in Bronx where I live,
There's
like
so much smog.
You can't see the sky because of all the buildings and everything. It's
crazy,
amazing." Man. He said, "This is." So I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, isn't that so weird?
I wonder how far out, like, if you were going from the center of the city, how long would you have to travel until you got to just no like buildings, like countryside?
Oh,
it'd probably be a while.
Yeah, it's probably a fucking long time.
Hour or two, right? Maybe, I don't know.
Because like, let's not count traffic, right?
I was just about to say, you're gonna have to consider traffic.
If we're counting traffic, it's going to be like 4 to 5 hours out of the city. Because it's a big city and there's a lot of people working in it. Like,
so before you get into like a field.
Yeah, before you get all right. See, it's different. Like, because you could say before you get into a field, or like just around where there are fields, or you could say like before you can't see any buildings anymore. Like, so if you look behind you, you can't see the city anymore. It's a huge city. I've seen like upstate places in New York, and you can't really see anything. Like, so like I don't know.
I got a couple of friends who are archers, and one of their problems is getting practice in. Like, I can use my back garden, or I can go to the woods that's like 5 minutes away. But one problem they have is you can't shoot in your back garden. If the training facility is closed, you can't go. So, how are they going to practice for the next season?
Like, that's fucking wild.
And man, like a lot of them live like in small apartments. Imagine being quarantined in those right now.
Man,
even in Ireland, are sharing rooms with people they don't even know, and then those people are going out to their friends and shit, coming back to live with you, who is quarantined the whole time. How shit would that be like?
It's terrifying. I'd tell if I was staying with a guy who's doing that, man, I'd rip the head off him.
I saw a video there online the other day. Some woman, she was recording a bunch of people on their bikes in the middle of Dublin City. A bunch of friends just decided to meet up, and then they were standing in the middle of the footpath, and people have to walk around. How shitty do you have to be to do that? Like,
my dad's friend, he lives in Mullingar, and he lives in like I can't remember the name of the estate, but it's like a really bad estate, right? And he's saying there's like 20 house parties a week.
Honest to God, man.
And I think someone reported one of them to the police and got their window smashed in, and they had to move out of the house.
Man, imagine he had kids.
Yeah, he had a kid. Like, the person whose house it was had a kid and had to move out. They're like, "Oh yeah, if you stay here, we're gonna burn your house down."
That's really bad.
I know, man. Fucking horrible. Like,
oh my God.
Fucking people are crazy, man.
Unbelievable, man. What are you doing anyway? Beat the boredom. Like, what you doing around the place? You watching anything good? You playing anything good?
Just watching a lot of movies, man.
PlayStation, binging Netflix shows, performing guitar surgeries. Like, oh my God, man. I'm not even going to start talking about that because that shit's just going to piss me off if I talk about it.
No. How'd that go there?
Oh my God, man. It fucking like 2 hours started with the bridge dipping down into the guitar, right? Which is like, it's meant to be level with it. So like when it's dipping down, that's not good. You have to like loosen the screws in the back of the guitar. So anyway, it's doing that. And then I was trying to tune it back up because after that, if you're fucking around with the guitar a lot, it just goes out of tune. Tuning up the guitar, get to the high E string snaps. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So I decided I had a spare set of Ernie balls, so I just decided I'd put them on. So I clipped off all the strings and started putting the strings on one by one. And as I'm doing this, I didn't even notice, but the bridge was tilting forward instead of back now. And it was like the complete opposite of the problem I had. So I tried to fix that, fixed it, and then one of the strings just will not stay on the guitar. It just keeps coming out. And then I finally got it to get somewhere near the tuning that it's meant to be, and then the string came loose. And at that point, I winded it around the tuner so much that I just could not fucking use it. And I just got so
put
pissed.
yourself through this.
Man, I backed up away from the guitar, sat down in a chair, and just put my hat, like my head in my hands, and I was like, "Oh my god, man!" So, if you're gonna take anything from that story, if you ever want to play a guitar and you get to like beginner to intermediate, never buy a guitar with a Floyd Rose special tremolo. Like, holy fucking shit, it's the most stressful thing on the planet.
I'll make sure to take that into consideration when I'm starting off my guitar career. Thank you very much, Dar.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Anyway, you said you were watching binge and stuff on Netflix. Why are you watching them?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, well, I think, the most recent thing I watched is something called Dark Tourist. I figured it, I found it in the weirdest way possible. I was watching it, do you know Cold Ones?
Yeah.
The podcast with Max Mofo and Anything for Views.
Yeah.
I was watching that, and they said that their friend Jeff had like a clip of him shooting a rocket launcher in Cambodia.
What?
Just like a target.
Alright.
And they used it in the show, and he got like no compensation for it. And I was like, well, that's a bit shit. But the show sounded interesting, so I started watching it, and it's literally just like this lad. He's from, Louis Theroux.
Yeah.
He's like a New Zealand version of him.
Right? Yeah.
And so all he does, he goes into like all these dark tourist spots. So I think the first one is like he went to Latin America, and he was in Colombia, and he went to the prison that Pablo Escobar built for himself, and he met Pablo Escobar's like #1 hitman, who killed like 250 people or something.
Didn't you tell me he killed his girlfriend?
He killed his girlfriend for Pablo Escobar.
Because she was going to rat him out to the police.
She was going to rat him out to the DEA, so he was like, can you like please take her out for me? And he's like, yep, sure. And he killed his own girlfriend.
Hell, man.
And then like they just go to everywhere. He went to like the suicide forest in Fukushima, and like he went to Kazakhstan where the Soviets tested all these like atomic bombs and shit. And it's really like only like 8 episodes. It's really good though. A bit fucked up here and there, but it's not
my list. I'll definitely have to watch it now. I don't have to.
It's a good like recommendation.
Speaking about documentaries, what do you think about Tiger King?
Did you see that video of the guys doing the interview with Carol Baskins?
I was about to watch that, but we just started just before I was about to click it.
I watched it right before this, man. It is so funny. Oh my god, those guys are
didn't they?
So funny, man. Well,
they tricked you into doing it.
They said they recorded a load of Jimmy Fallon interviews and played them as if he was talking to her. It worked so well. It was unbelievable.
That is mad. Like, that's crazy.
That guy, Josh Peters, man, he is actually some legend. It's actually unbelievable.
Yeah, anyway, about the documentary, I thought it was good, but I thought it was a bit overhyped. And I don't see how everyone's idolizing this Joe Exotic fella.
I liked him until the end.
I mean, he was all right. Like he's very flamboyant, and that's fine and all. But like, as soon as they said he killed those tigers, I was like, all right, I'm done, man. Like he's just as bad as the rest of them.
Spoilers, by the way.
Oh shit!
Even like,
we can put that at the start anyway. Just spoilers for Tiger King, and
even when you said that, Dari, it is overhyped. I don't see the really big appeal of it because. The first 2 episodes, I was completely zoning out, and I was on my phone the whole time, and there's just nothing really interesting about it.
It's like at the end of the second episode is when it starts getting interesting. Like
when they mention her husband, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I got that spoiled for me by a fucking TikTok song.
Yeah, man, everyone's in spoiling that. I got that spoiled.
Yeah, man, like my mom was like, every time we're on the phone, she'll just go like, Carol Baskin killed her husband, whacked him. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Shut up. It's so annoying, and just so she'd stop, I watched the entire documentary.
Do you think she did it?
Oh, 100%, man. There's no way this guy who was like old as shit was just like, fuck it, I'ma leave.
Well, wasn't there that part where she had to she broke into somewhere to access documents that were hidden from her?
Yeah, and she took them, yeah.
And on the dude,
suddenly
it was
his
like,
will was all about.
oh wait, no, he wrote a will and he was like leaving all this stuff for his family and stuff, and she broke into the place and took all of it, and then
it was like
wrote it in her will so she got all the money and they got
Well, not
like
all of it.
fuck all.
She had to make
Yeah,
it
well, most of
convincing,
it.
so she gave like 10% to his family.
Yeah,
in the event of my death or disappearance.
yeah, yeah. I don't even think he said. I don't even think the will said death. It just said in the case of something happens to me or
My
I
disappearance and
my
disability,
disappearance.
was it?
Yeah. That something like that. Anyway, but like, who the fuck puts that on their will? Like the
Not me.
chances of you disappearing are like slim to none.
Yeah.
And like, no one's going to be that paranoid that they think they're going to disappear instead of die. Like, what the fuck? Like,
I think even when she was being questioned about it in the show, she seemed very nervous, very shaky about it. You know.
and
You
sure,
could tell.
didn't they say the car was planted at the airport or something?
Yeah, they did.
The car was planted at the airstrip because the keys were still in it, and like whose DNA was found on the truck. Someone's DNA was found in the truck, but it wasn't his.
No.
No, someone's fingerprints were found on the truck.
Really?
But it wasn't his, and it wasn't Carol's. It was like someone else completely.
Have you heard why they want to get him out of jail, Joe Exotic? I've seen a load of appealing for him to be let out of jail.
Trump said he was going to pardon him.
Why?
Because everyone is like idolizing him and shit now. They're like, oh no, he did nothing wrong. Even though, he killed 5 tigers and fucking tried to get a woman killed.
Yeah.
And what else did he do? Didn't he fucking he did some other shit as well, didn't he?
You're
He's
seeing
not
it
the
the after
only
show.
one who's had to kill the tigers.
Yeah, didn't Carol Baskin have to kill a couple of them?
He was breeding tigers as well.
Was he? Oh.
Yeah. He was breeding tigers, and apparently he killed 5 healthy, like normal tigers just for like space. Because he was
the story though about the horse. The woman brought the horse in, and this was in the after show.
Oh yeah.
It was like, when the woman brought the horse in, she was like, "Oh, take my horse." And Joe was like, "Oh yeah, I'll take care of your horse." Goes on back and shoots it, and like, "Oh, now we have meat for the tigers."
fed it to the tigers. Yeah.
Like.
Plus, he was paying his employees fuck all. He was feeding them gone off Walmart truck meat that they were feeding to the cats. Like, man,
guy should not be allowed out of jail.
He seems like he has no morals. Also, he kind of convinced 2 straight guys that they were gay. So, I mean, that's not all that bad. But he was only keeping one of them there by feeding him just so many drugs.
Yeah.
What was his name? Travis? And he killed himself?
Travis. He was like, he was giving him like, what was it, like heroin and weed and coke and shit.
Man, I felt so bad for that guy.
Yeah,
he seemed like a stand-up guy. Like he was really nice.
He didn't kill himself on purpose, didn't he? Not. He thought the gun wasn't loaded.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you believe that though?
What?
That he thought the gun wasn't loaded, or do you think he did?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like, not the way your man was like, oh yeah, he shot himself in front of me, but he didn't think the gun was loaded. Do you think he knew the gun was loaded?
I think he had every intention. I think he had every intention of killing himself.
Really?
I don't think people point a gun at their head for a joke and then pull the trigger when it's an actual gun.
No, but see, like he took the clip out of it, but there was one in the chamber.
Was there? Oh.
Yeah. So he was like, "Oh yeah, do you know if you like fire it, it won't fire if the clip isn't in it?" And he fired it, and I killed him.
Oh Christ!
Yeah, so I don't know. Like, it's hard to tell because everyone was saying he was like, fucking, he was real content and happy and shit. But like, if someone's keeping you in a homosexual relationship when you're not, and they won't let you leave. I mean, I think...
No, it wasn't that he wouldn't let him leave. He was dependent on Joe to get what he needed.
He got him addicted. Like, well, he was already addicted, but he promised him more. Like,
yeah.
No, I could have sworn they said at some point in the documentary that he wouldn't let Travis or who was the other lad, John?
I think it was John, wasn't
it? The other guy who had all the tattoos and stuff.
I know you're on about the bald guy who looks really good. Joe, he got his teeth done.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, I don't know, man.
It was a crazy show anyway.
It was, I didn't.
I started going back and I watched Don't Fuck with Cats.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, I watched that.
I'd already
thing.
I'd already known that guy. Thomas told me like I wasn't gonna watch it. People kept telling me to watch it, and I was like, oh, so many people are talking about it, and it like just from the title, it sounds shit. I didn't know what it meant whatsoever.
I thought that as well.
And then Thomas was like, "Oh man, remember that video from a few years ago about your man killing the lad with the ice pick? Yeah, it's him." And I was like, "Wait, what?" Because I seen that video in like fucking first or second year, man.
I never seen it and I have no intention to.
Oh, it's
Seriously, man,
horrible.
it's horrible.
It's so.
I remember
bad.
you showed it to me, Dara. Jesus Christ, man.
Do you remember, guys, back in first year, there used to be one guy in particular who used to show people this stuff, or just like, "Hey, come look at this," and it'd be some kind of like horrible gore thing.
Are we talking about the same person?
Don't call them out on like, but
I'm not gonna call them out, but like,
you put it into the chat because I can't remember who it is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That would be much better because if I knew who the person was, I'm not sure. I think I have some idea of who you're on about now.
I honestly don't know if it's him though. It could be me.
It was you all along.
Oh,
is it him? Oh,
I think both of them did it, right?
Anyway.
Yeah.
We're not gonna dwell on that. Yeah. So, I was watching it. And it was horrible.
No, man.
It's amazing that this many people like work together on the internet and they solved it. Like,
yeah. It was like, man. The only thing I can compare it to, and it's so stupid. But have you seen the "He Will Not Divide Us" thing?
no.
Oh my god, man! Wait till I tell you this story. You're about to get shit. You know the actor Shia LaBeouf.
I love that guy.
Just do it, yeah. So he started a campaign when like Trump was elected, right? Called "He Will Not Divide Us," and it's pretty much just like it's like a white background, and in big black bold letters it says "He Will Not Divide Us," right? And he started as this kind of like modern art kind of exhibit, right?
Yeah.
So what he did was he painted it on a wall, right? He painted an entire wall white in like some neighborhood, and wrote "He Will Not Divide Us" in these big black capital letters, and it's like perfect. And then there's a camera on the wall that's constantly streaming, right? It's constantly streaming to like I can't remember if it was like Twitch or something, right? It was streaming to some platform, right?
Yeah.
And people could just walk up and like talk to it and stream themselves on it, right? But quickly, people from like 4chan and shit started showing up and just like screaming like Nazi propaganda and shit into the microphone.
Oh my god.
And like screaming Pepe and stuff like that. I think someone left a speaker, like it was like a solar powered speaker or something, on top of the camera that kept playing Shadowley. You know Shadowley?
Yeah, I know Shadowley.
Yeah. And then like he'd just get like so people would walk up and they just start like they'd be saying like bad stuff, and then Shia got in like a fight with some of them, and like he'd actually like physically push them out of the way and stuff like that, and he'd be like, "Do it for Pepe," right? Into the mic. So then I think they took it down because so many people were doing that, right?
Yeah.
This is only the beginning. So they moved it to another neighborhood, and the same stuff starts happening, and then it got taken down when someone pulled a gun out on camera. Right, just for the meme. Someone pulled out a pistol out of their pocket.
That's not for the meme. That's just crazy.
I know it was in like a bad neighborhood though, right?
Oh man.
But anyway, so to stop people fucking with it, right? He made it into a flag and put it on a flagpole, right, in the middle of a field, facing the sky, so you can't see anything surrounding it. Okay. So just to make it completely anonymous in the middle of nowhere, like no one knows where it is, right? So then 4chan starts plotting against Shia, okay? And so in the video you can see planes going over and stuff, right? Like airliners. And so I swear to Jesus, they figure out the pattern of the airlines, and they figure out like what area it's in. And then Shia posted something on Twitter of this like he posted something to Instagram, like someone met him, right? And they posted to Instagram that he was in some place in Texas, right?
Yeah.
And so they used the air trails and stuff to figure out where it was, and then someone went out there and started beeping around it. and then the people on the stream could hear the beeping, and so they went in, took it down, and then put up, I think, like I can't remember what it was, but I think it was a Pepe flag with a MAGA hat on it.
Is this why Pepe is such like a hate symbol? Hardly because
yeah, this is one of the reasons he's such a hate symbol. And then he put it on some like art museum in Liverpool. What happened? People got onto the roof of this, and man, it just keeps going. And like 4chan just figured it out just based on like plane trails going across the sky and shit. And they figured out where this flag was, and they just kept taking it down until I think one point he put it in one of his friend's house, right? In like I can't remember. It was like Germany or something. He put it in a house, and they still found where it was. They just couldn't get it. Like I was like, what the fuck? How do you do that? Like it takes so many people,
man,
and so much time. It's fucking crazy, like. Yeah, man, all that, like, I think the channel is, like, Internet Historian or something, man, it's so funny, there's, like, it's like a YouTube documentary series, every episode is, like, 15 minutes or something. But holy Christ, man, it's so funny. Because Shia just gets so mad.
You guys ever see that musical made about him?
Oh, actual Cannibal Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
and
so
at the
much.
end of it, he's just clapping.
Did he actually go see it?
Innovation.
Man, oh, it's so funny.
I hope so.
I've seen the clip of him clapping.
Yeah, of him clapping at the end of it. I think he actually went to see it.
Oh, okay.
Man, I think I don't know what the funnier part is, him being at the end, or do you know at the start when he's just explaining it? It's like you look behind you, Shia LaBeouf. Like it's just
following you about.
They all wearing paper mache, man.
Yeah, exactly. When they just keep whispering into the microphone, like. Oh my god, man.
The gay man's chorus, Los Angeles to West Side represent.
Man, that is like. That's a piece of art right there, like.
That's a fact.
Look, he really let his career kind of go, didn't he? I mean,
I wish he was more self-aware.
Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, he's pretty self-aware, but like with that "He Will Not Divide Us" stuff, he was genuinely angry.
Was he?
I think he tried to reinvent himself as like this like political artist or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he realized that wasn't working, and I think that's around the time he went on like Hot Ones and stuff.
We should get him onto this.
Oh my god, man! Could you imagine?
Let him give his perspective.
Reposted everywhere. Shia LaBeouf for Awfully Irish podcast.
Ever since Transformers and that other show he used to do when he was younger, man, he hasn't gotten any better, has he? Unless he makes like
he did Even Stevens.
That's it, Even Stevens.
Holes, yeah, he did Holes, and then he did Transformers.
He made his own one, didn't he? It was.
He made his own Holes.
His own movie.
Did he?
No, he didn't.
Oh, it must have been recent. Oh yeah, it was something Honey, wasn't it? I had Honey in the title somewhere.
Honey Boy.
Honey Boy, 2019. How did it do? Whoa, it doesn't seem to be anywhere here in IMDb. Got 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think he did it at like some film festival. It wasn't like a wide release.
An hour 34. I say we watched
6.8 million.
I say we watched that for the next one.
His budget was 3.5 million, and he made 6.8 million.
That's not bad.
IMDb 7.3 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes 94%. That's all right.
Damn,
it's pretty good for himself.
Boys, we should watch that for the next one. You know
hear about that story when like Tom Hardy was like butt ass naked, and they had like a fight?
I did hear that. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, like they were like staying in the same hotel or something, right? For like they were doing a film together. And like Tom Hardy's butt ass naked, he just runs into the room and like lifts Shia over his head, and like they're just fucking like wrestling. I heard it and I was like, "What is going on?" I think there's a video of it or something. I can't remember where it is. What was he in as well? He was in Fury.
Yeah, he was in Fury. He was in Transformers. He was in the Peanut Butter Falcon.
That's it. That's it.
He's in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he was the son, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was with Tom Hardy in Lawless.
Yeah, that was it. Fury is a very good movie. Have you seen it?
Nah.
Fury, yeah, it's a good movie.
Oh my god, Thomas, you need to watch that. It's on Netflix. It's so good. It's about like a tank crew. It has Brad Pitt in it as well.
I think we were gonna watch it once, and then we didn't get to watch it. I think yeah.
I think Michael Pena is in it. You know, Luis from Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. He's in it as well.
Yeah, there's some good actors in that. In all fairness,
Percy Jackson as well is in it. I can't remember that guy's name.
Just Percy Jackson.
So I'm just gonna refer to him as Percy Jackson.
I've never seen the Percy Jackson series.
Do yourself a favor and don't.
I seen one movie, and then I saw the second movie, and I'm not gonna name any names here, but it was at a certain person's house.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, right. I'm getting you drift.
Yeah, you know.
Wait, no, I got it on there. Did this person's father accidentally, ask her why you gave her what was it? You tainted his daughter.
Oh! Shh! Shut up, man. Actually, shut up, like.
Anyway, you guys watch any other podcasts?
It sounds like you spray painted her.
Thomas, shut up.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Man.
Listen, we're talking about the goddamn podcasts, Thomas. All right? Do you listen to any podcasts, Thomas?
No, I don't listen to other podcasts. I'm being honest with you.
Oh, you're so boring. You fucking.
You're doing a podcast. You don't even listen to them.
I don't listen to podcasts. No, I listen.
I watch
Joe Rogan clips. I watch Joe Rogan clips the whole time. I don't listen to full podcasts though, because I physically can't sit down and watch something for 2 hours when it's on my phone. Because I will want to go on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, Snapchat right after.
It plays in the background like a song.
Let me think. What do I watch? Joe Rogan, obviously. I think if you listen to podcasts, I think if you ask anyone like what podcast they've heard of or like listen to, everyone's gonna say Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's the kind of guy you're aspired to be like in the podcast world.
He has to have the biggest podcast on the planet. Like,
pretty sure he does.
Yeah. Who else do I watch? Misfits sometimes.
No.
Oh man, no, they have some good stories. Like they have I think their second episode is like the Poland story, and it's literally them going to Poland and going to a strip club and like just paying for prostitutes, and then the prostitutes like go back to the hotels with them and then just leave.
Wow.
Like they kept bringing them in like drinks and stuff like that, and I think drugs, and every time they brought it in, the price would go up. So they were just swindling them out of their money while they were absolutely shit-faced.
Nice.
Oh,
nice guys.
And then, who else do I watch? I watch Cold Ones as well, sometimes.
Yeah. I watch Hot Ones sometimes. I watch some people on Hot Ones.
That's not a podcast, B.
Technically it is.
No, it's more of an...
I don't know.
No, it's more of an internet show.
I mean, you could watch it without watching it, you know what I mean?
I mean, you couldn't though, because you need to see the like facial reactions and stuff, man. Without Hot Ones, that like Shaq making that face meme would never exist.
Or
you know exactly what meme I'm talking about as well.
Or the Paul Rudd one. What is it? Who would have thought, huh?
Hey, look at this. Who would have thought? Not me. Man, that man is an international treasure. Have you ever seen that interview he did for Ant-Man and the Wasp?
No, which one?
So, like, the entire cast of Ant-Man and the Wasp did like an interview, and the interviewer asked them like Marvel trivia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they one of the questions is what's the name of Thor's hammer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think like the one who plays Ghost, she's like Muja, something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Evangeline Lilly, who plays Wasp, she's just like Mjolnir. And then Paul Rudd, dead ass serious, looks at the interview and goes, Jonathan? I was like, what the fuck?
You ever hear the story of him getting when oh my god, which one? It's one of the Chris Evans goes off set and they're filming.
Oh, and he took the shield. He took the shield. Oh my god, he's like, yeah, can you take a picture of me? And he was like playing around with it. Man, I'd definitely do that if it was in like a Marvel movie.
No doubt.
100%. Oh yeah. Anyways,
I
get
wouldn't
back
mind
to
being a
the.
Marvel movie.
Oh man, who wouldn't mind being a Marvel? Like honestly, you'd
Oh.
have to be. If you were offered the Marvel role, you'd have to take it. Like,
Well,
think
otherwise, your career would literally be over.
biggest franchise right now. I think if you got a role in a Marvel movie, you could literally go for any
100%.
role you want. In
well, meh,
Oh,
because you'll always be remembered as that person. Like Robert Downey Jr. is always going to be Iron Man.
I know, man, because I saw him
yeah, but like
in Doctor Dolittle, and no, he's
he'll also, yeah, but he'll
So
also be
bad.
known as Sherlock Holmes and the guy out of Tropic Thunder.
Oh, have you seen all the controversy with that? People have literally been like only discovered that he did it, man.
Yeah.
Honest to God,
Yeah, man.
like
Let's not get
What?
into this.
Didn't he talked about it on Joe Rogan a few months ago?
honest to God.
But he did the character to make fun of people doing it, and
Yeah, I
people
know.
giving out about it probably haven't seen the movie.
No, of course
Because
not.
that's a big aspect of what he's doing.
Yeah, because he's Australian, isn't he?
And Tropic Thunder was made to make fun of the filmmaking process.
Yeah.
And the whole culture around it as well.
Was that before the whole drug thing? Like, was he on dope?
Oh no. That was like I think when was Tropic Thunder? That was like 2006, 7, right?
When did he get out of jail? Like,
he was sober early 2000s. Like he was sober before Iron Man.
was he? Well, sure, yeah.
It was like I think I was watching
Tropic Thunder
a
was
video the other day,
2008.
and it was Robert Downey
Yeah,
Jr.'s tragic life or something, and he said something like he was addicted to drugs since he was like. This is gonna sound crazy, but like since he was 8.
Yeah.
Because his dad had like coke and weed, and he felt that was the only way he could bond with his father if he did them with him.
Jesus.
And then right up until early 2000s, he was addicted.
He was married and everything before, wasn't he?
He was in Weird Science.
Yeah.
You ever heard of that? Which the John Hughes movie. He was like he was the boyfriend in that, and I think he said he was on drugs while he was doing that. I think in the actual movie, like he did movies here and there. He wasn't really like a continuous actor, but I think the story that everyone's heard. Like I don't know, like you've probably heard of it as well. Was the Burger King thing?
No, I haven't heard that.
He was like, one day he went into Burger King, and he ordered like a cheeseburger or something like that. And he looked at it. He looked at it and he was like, "This burger is like so disgusting." So then he was just like, I don't know how or why, but that made him get sober, and he dumped all his drugs in the ocean. Like right after that, he went from Burger King to like the ocean, and then dumped all his.
That is one hell of a story, and
it's the weirdest like getting clean story I've ever heard.
This burger's so bad.
Man, look at this burger. No, I don't even think he ate it. He just looked at it and he was like, "That's disgusting." Like,
nice. Well, look at how he is now. I guess it's kind of a role model for anyone suffering with addiction. Like,
oh, definitely, 100%.
Yeah,
and he was an alcoholic as well. And then when he was in Iron Man, Tony Stark was an alcoholic at the start too.
Kind of makes sense.
I guess that kind of helped his act.
Yeah, because like I think at the start he was kind of just playing himself, and gradually over time, you can even see in the movies he becomes more and more selfless. Like,
I guess,
like he's still arrogant here and there, but that's part of his character. He's like a kind of a quippy, witty kind of person, you know.
I think though at the start of Endgame they had him revert back to Iron Man 1.
Well, no, like at the start of Endgame, he was just really he was pissed off, like. He was just upset, man. Like he lost the only kind of child-like figure he had in his life, and that was like the battle where he was going to prove himself and all that, and nothing happened. Like they lost, and then like by the end of it, like at the start of like in Iron Man 1, we can all admit he's kind of a douchebag.
Yeah.
At the very start of it, he's 100%. Like he gambling and drinking.
That's his whole thing, though. He's a
yeah.
What is it? What's the thing?
Billionaire,
that's it. Yeah.
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Yeah.
And just from then on, like, I think from the cave on, he really just starts to change.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have to keep some of his character there, or else, like, if it was an instant change, like he was like, oh, well, I was this dickhead, but now I'm like this completely selfless guy who'd do anything for anyone, They had to have it be over time, because it's after coming full circle now, because, he's an asshole to start, and now he made the sacrifice play. Like, have you seen videos on it, right?
Yeah, I've seen videos and everything.
Where it's like, what is it? When
the Cap thing,
him and Cap are arguing in the thing.
Everything good about you came out of a bottle. He proved that he lifted
Mjolnir. Yeah.
And then you're not the Jedi to make a sacrifice play.
Exactly. And by the end of that, both of those things are.
I don't see it as that. I see a dude who will never let anyone else have the last laugh.
Exactly, like it's. But yeah. What the sorry. Lads, I have a question. I was thinking about this a few minutes ago when we just started talking about the Avengers. But if you could be any Avenger, who would you be and why?
Thor.
I already know what Jared is going to say.
Kidman, Thor. He's literally the best. You're telling me that Infinity War Thor. Go on.
Now, all right. No, what we're going to do is based on not power level, just kind of how much fun you could have with being that character. If you were an actor and you could play any character.
I think out of all the Avengers, that Chris Hemsworth had the most fun, because he went.
Wait. If you could be the actor or the character,
actually both. We'll do both.
Chris Hemsworth definitely had the most fun playing Thor, because he went from this depressing, this guy who only, you know what I mean. First two Thors,
and he was rarely enhanced with CGI as well.
And then suddenly Ragnarok, you got this fun-loving character who's literally getting another movie.
Yeah.
And then Infinity War and Endgame, you definitely saw how Thor fleshed out in character.
He definitely He shined in Infinity War. Not so much Endgame. No, he did have a big part in Endgame.
I think Infinity War is definitely Thor's movie, and Endgame is definitely Tony's. Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
Tony and Cap.
He was
I think overall though, Infinity War is Thanos' movie.
Oh yeah,
Infinity War was the best.
We wanted Thanos.
I preferred it to Endgame, to be honest, because no movie had ever given me that feeling of suspense before.
Yeah. Going back on it, I don't know. See, it depends what kind of way you look at it. From a fan service standpoint, I feel like Endgame is the better movie, right? But from if you're looking in terms of directorial
content,
and
stuff like that,
the stuff that they do different and flip on its head, definitely Infinity War. Because up to that point, had we really ever seen a superhero movie where they win or where they lose?
Oh, of course I haven't.
No.
Honestly, there wasn't.
But they're completely different movies in themselves. They're so unlike, aren't they? Because Infinity War is this guy on a mission, and he's been through the shit that's Thanos. It's his story. He's been on a mission, and his final trial is to defeat all these people in one day. And then Infinity War is all these people. It's complete opposite. It's all the people trying to defeat one guy. They have one goal. It's completely different movie. Do you know what I mean?
I have to admit now that a lot of the Phase 1 movies were pretty much the same. I'm not I know this is a controversial opinion, right?
No, I know what you mean.
Just think about this, right? Literally, the movies think Iron Man, right? Tony has the Iron Man suit. What's his name? Obadiah Stane. Yeah, Obadiah Stane has his Ironmonger suit, right? Then we have Incredible Hulk, and most people don't I know people don't count it, but I'm going to count it here. We got the Hulk and Abomination, literally the same character, just different colors and different motives, right? Then we have Thor is it's not as bad as the other ones, even though it's not that good of a Marvel movie.
Can we just agree that Hawkeye's the best character? No matter what.
Shut up, Jared. Shut up, Jared.
You know what? No. I'll give you this, Jared, because I really like Hawkeye's story in Avengers 2. I think Age of Ultron really gave him more
Age of Ultron,
character.
yeah.
It was the time we actually saw him as a person and not this
finally not just a useless Avenger.
And hopefully
He
that
wasn't
Black
useless,
Widow.
man. I had to keep him out of Infinity War because if he shot one arrow at Thanos, he was dead, man.
Shut up, man. Actually, the only time Hawkeye wasn't in an Avengers movie, they actually fucking lost. Good point.
Oh shit!
Exactly.
Oh my god, my brain hurts.
No, Dara, I like with that thing because it's the same with Black Panther and Iron Man 2.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Black Panther. That's like the main
hero has ability. Suddenly, you have your villain has ability, and then you have to just see who's better.
Yeah, they have the same ability. Like who has the better
skills with the ability. That's it.
No, I will admit, like Black Panther is a very good movie. It's the final battle that like is just mediocre. Because CGI isn't that good, to be honest. I don't know how. It was 2018.
No, Black Panther was one of the better ones.
Yeah, but not the battle, not the last battle.
No.
Because like the suits are the exact same, different colors.
What else there? Ant-Man is pretty much the same. Same with Doctor Strange, with all the guys he has to fight.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like Ant-Man, and
I like Ant-Man.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like the suits are the same. I feel like it's just a comedy movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, wait, Guardians came out before Ant-Man, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Guardians and Ant-Man, they're kind of like the comedies of the MCU. I get what you mean there. Same as Spider-Man.
With those.
Spider-Man
Ragnarok is definitely the funniest one so far, though.
By a mile.
Long shot. Yeah.
Oh my god, it's such a good movie.
Could you imagine if the trailer when it came out and it had Thor versus Hulk? Imagine if they kept that quiet. How psyched would you have been in a cinema?
Shit, man. I'm actually kind of sad that they left it in the trailer.
Could you imagine? Like that would have been such a mindfuck.
Have you ever seen that trailer for Ant-Man? Where it's just Paul Rudd and Michael Douglas standing in a room, and like they just start snapping. They're like,
"No, I've never seen."
And then Michael Douglas looks into the camera and he's like, "Ants." And it's like cutting the pictures of ants, and then it cuts to Paul Rudd and it's just like Ant-Man.
That's not a thing. Oh my god, that's a thing.
I swear to God.
There's no way.
I swear to God. Man, hold on. I'll play the audio.
I'm trying to watch it.
I'll play the audio. Hold on. I'll play the audio from my phone. Hope we don't get copyrighted.
I don't think we can do that.
Oh my god, that is ridiculous.
It's 16 seconds long.
What the hell? Marvel and Disney were like, "Yeah, roll with this. Go.
Man, honestly,
get this out there."
That should be the trailer for every single Marvel movie, but just change it to what the movie is.
Iron Man.
Iron.
You know what I'd love, right before Phase 4 comes out and all the Disney stuff, I'd love to see Michael Piana do like a complete recap of everything that's happened.
Oh my god, that would be so good. And it just lasts like 2 hours.
Oh, honest to God, man.
Imagine they made Korg do it.
That's pretty fun, yeah.
Hey, bro, this is what happened in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, okay? Oh my god, man.
Amazing.
I'm jealous, right? Because I've got my, like, I collect pop vinyls, and I got my brother a Korg pop vinyl, and now I don't have one, and I'm like,
bruh,
can I have it?
You get the ones from Australia there.
I didn't get them yet, no, because, see, my brother was going to send them over for my birthday, but, I don't know, the customs is, like, fucked over there now. You're not allowed to send any packages.
Really?
Yeah, alright, for a bit of context, I bought, like, how many pop vinyls did I buy?
About 40.
I bought, like, no, not like, I wouldn't say 40. I'd say, like, 8 pop vinyls in Australia. Or 9. Or 9, maybe. And, I just, when we got to the airport, I think it was, like, 10 kilos over or something. So it was just, like, some shit that was not possible. I had 3 kilos worth of pop vinyls. So I left all my pop vinyls there. I left shot roulette. I left a big boot glass. Then I just left like the box off my Batman shoes and a bunch of like socks and jocks. And like, oh my god, man, there was just so much shit that I left over there, and I'm so sad I did. I think the worst thing I left over there is I did this photo album with like 300 photos from the entire trip, and I couldn't bring it back with me because it was like a kilo and a half, and that shit was just like upsetting. That's like the one thing I like. Honestly, I didn't even care about the pop vinyls. I wanted that because I just like, I like looking through the phone, but it's different looking through an album. Like,
Yeah.
100%, man.
Yeah.
I get you there.
Fucking like, the amount of times like I'd literally go to the gym and I'd specifically leave the gym 10 minutes early just to go into the shopping center, which was like part of the gym, so I could print off the photos. And not having it is like fucking just because like some amount of things in that.
How do you think gyms are going to do after this? Because there's such
Ooh,
sweaty places. Like I don't want to say they're dirty, like, but they can get dirty.
Not the way they leave the things around the place to clean the equipment.
Yeah,
There's gonna be a lot more of that.
No one ever uses it.
Yeah, I know, but they're gonna make people use that.
In my gym, a lot of people have to bring a towel. It's horrible seeing so many people not doing it. No, I've been guilty before, but I got one and I started using it.
I'll have to admit, I was like when I go to the gym here, like I've only gone a few times to be honest. I didn't bring a towel because I actually didn't sweat that much. But in Australia, I brought a towel every single day because just with the heat as well, just oh my god, man. Even just cycling down to the gym and as soon as you get to the gym, I had to sit down for like 10 minutes because there's just sweat dripping off my head. Like, man, it was actually it got to that point, and I was like, oh my god, man. And it's worse with the sun cream because it just stops you from sweating, and as soon as it gets out, there's so much. And if you sweat, it turns your clothes orange with that sun cream.
Oh, that sounds rank.
It actually is, man. But yeah, I think with gyms, they're just gonna like. Remember I was saying earlier that they're gonna let only a certain amount of people in at a time.
Yeah,
that's fair.
So like, I'd say for the gym, like say like,
I don't think that's ever gonna work though, is it?
No, say you have a team, right? Say you have like a GAA team that are like training for a match, right? And they have to go to the gym. So they're gonna let them in for like an hour or two, maybe.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Thomas.
But like, if you have someone who regularly goes to the gym and the gym owner is really good with them and they're full, they're gonna kick someone out who barely goes to the gym. You know what I mean?
They wouldn't be able to do that.
Oh, they would, man. They would. Who's gonna stop?
See, it depends on the size of the gym.
What?
I don't think that would happen in my gym. They're really accommodating.
Are they?
Yeah, I think it depends on the size of the gym. Because if it's a sizable gym, I'd say, let's say the one in town, our local gym, right? Because we all have pretty much the same local gym.
How much?
I'd say they'd let about maybe
10,
20
15
people in.
At max.
Maybe. At max.
Well, 20 people.
It's about 10, 15 people.
Do they even have that many machines?
Let's say like 5 people in the weights room, right?
Yeah.
5 people.
Is there ever that many people in it though? At 20 people at a time?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can go to the gym and be the only one there, or there could be 15 people, and if there's 15 people in the gym, you're gonna know about it. It's gonna be sweaty.
Well,
you're
maybe
hear clashing of metal. You're gonna hear lads grunting their heads off.
Clashing of metal.
Honestly, yeah.
People sword fighting in the gym.
I hope the
well, maybe they'll do a thing where you have to book yourself in for a certain time.
Maybe.
Like say if a gym has an app.
That'd be cool now, yeah.
And they have like a limit. So say like they'd have different times during the day. So it could be like, let's say the gym opens at like 8:00, right? In the morning. So they'd have like an 8 to 10, a 10 to 12, all the way up until when it closes.
Mm-hmm.
And you could only have like a maximum of 1 session per day.
that'd be alright. Yeah,
I think that's like that'd be the best way to go about it. Like,
I think that would be. Yeah.
but like, see, I think I'd say the government are going to promote like more kind of home-based activities now from now on,
Have you guys been
just
doing
in
that?
case. What
And do what?
home activity? Like working
Yeah,
at
that's
home.
what I mean.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Like I'll go for the odd walk, and so my brother came back from Waterford, so he wouldn't have to be in a different household because he was in a shared house
Yeah.
with his girlfriend and then one other guy, and he just came back. So now that he's back, we've been going. So we've like a school, probably like a kilometer out the road, and there's a big pitch in the school, and like no one goes there. So we've just been going onto the pitch, playing a bit of football, playing a bit of hurling, like, and
Not too bad.
And sure, like
yeah,
I live
that's
right beside the bog, so I go walking down the bog the whole time, and then I live right beside the wind farm as well. So that's a really nice
yeah.
walk.
I honestly will admit I have broken quarantine to go to the wind farm
Man.
for like an hour walk.
Sure, that's only like what 5 kilometers, man. That's
Yeah, it's not like it's like a 10-minute drive.
you're not meeting anyone up there, so it's grand.
Exactly.
You're only with your family, so like
Well,
yeah, you're grand, man.
remember
I
that
ran
thing
into
that gives you
Satan
a
though.
5 kilometer run? Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I broke it for that.
No, I'm gonna admit, right? First one to be an asshole. I didn't do 5 kilometers of a run. However, I did walk 5 kilometers.
Oh no, I
No,
don't.
you still did 5 kilometers.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, you shouldn't feel bad for that. I saw a lot of people were like belittling people for getting what, like an hour. Like, man, you did 5 kilometers in Dunade. You're
I
grand.
actually
Nobody should
scribbled
tell
mine
you.
out because I was too embarrassed.
No one
Yeah,
should tell you.
I didn't even post it. I just posted the donation.
No one should tell you how
Yeah.
fast you should be able to go 5 kilometers. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not right.
Yeah.
I did it in what 58 minutes. I don't care. I walked half of that.
Man, I just thank God that our climate is like cold to warm
Yeah.
and never hot. Because holy
Yeah.
fucking shit, man. So all right, I can't drive and I don't have a learner's or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
Same, and
So
you
in
can't get them to
Australia,
work.
yeah, exactly. I was gonna get like my birthday. I swear to God, my birthday was a month ago, and as soon as my birthday came around, I was gonna get my lessons and get my theory test and
Like, I
book
have a
my
car and
actual
I can't
driving
use
test.
it.
I was gonna do all that, and now I can't, right? But anyway, when I was in Australia, my main forms of transport, like literally, if I
Like
didn't have a bike,
the tandem
if
bike.
I didn't have this bike, I could go nowhere because the bike got me to the train station, the bike got me to the bus station, the bike got me to the gym, the bike got me fucking everywhere, man. Right? Now picture this. Right? So I cycled the kids to school in the morning, like a kilometer, okay? Not that bad. I have them in like a trailer, right? You know the trailers that you can put kids in, like to have seats in them and stuff.
Remember a guy in our school did that and he got the head ripped off him?
Say that again.
This is Australia.
A guy in our school did that, or his dad
You
used
got
to
the
pick him
bike
up in like
around.
a trailer.
Wait, really?
I don't remember that. No.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that.
I don't
Holy
remember that
shit.
at all.
Okay, well,
No, but like I swear
I'll
to
talk
God,
to you about that later.
It's horrible.
Sure. But no, it was like so like my nephew is 5 and my niece is 8.
Mm.
And fucking so their school is about a kilometer out the road, right? So the cycle isn't actually that bad. So their mum would actually leave before I'd bring them to school. So I'd cycle them to school, drop them off, leave them there, and then after that I had the entire day until like I think 3 o'clock to do whatever I wanted, and this was like 8:30.
Yeah.
So I'd go back to the house and then get ready. And mind you, like I think it gets
Yeah.
hottest around 11 or 12, right? So I'd go back to the house and probably stay in the house till maybe 9:30 or 10. And at this point it'd be like 30 degrees. So then get ready for the gym, literally throw a towel into the bag, put on like sun cream, stuff like that. And then put on my headphones or whatever. And so I'd have to wear like those scarf things that you always see like people wearing when they're fishing and stuff like that. Like the ones that you pull over your nose.
Yeah.
I'd have to wear one of them on the bike because if you went on the bike, flies are going to be everywhere, and I nearly swallowed like 20 million flies, man. Swear to
20
God,
million.
like swear to God,
Damn,
you'd go out and they'd all be like swarming around your mouth because you're sweating and stuff
that's
from your face. It's
fucking
All
hard,
halfway Yorks, man.
fucking
man.
crazy, bro. Jesus
It is
Christ.
crazy, man.
Oh my God.
But I'd
That's
wear, man, fuck off.
Look, there's no video. It didn't happen.
I'd wear, so I'd have to wear sunglasses as well because they'd get in your eyes,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
wear a hat. And then from there, it's literally like, oh, I can't remember how. I know the whole trip there and back was 12.9.
Yeah.
So it's 5.6 either way, kilometers in 30-degree weather cycle.
That sounds
Man,
horrible.
I swear to God, man. So it was fine, right? So I'd cut like first time I went on the main road, and so like there is no cover whatsoever. So it's just complete sun on you the whole time. But then the second time I cut through an estate, and it was like so much better because it was like there was a bit of downhill.
Hmm.
But after this bit of downhill, it's just like flat, and then after maybe 300 meters, big ass hill. I'm talking like bigger than Fatty Hill where I live, like curving up, right? And
R.I.P.
I swear to God, I'd get to like the start of the path, hop off, take a drink, because like your mouth is like the Sahara Desert at this point, right? And like just I'd walk the bike up the hill. I literally could not do a thing. And at the same time, I had to be weary of bushfires because I remember one day I left for the gym, right? And I was like, oh, that bushfire, I can see it from here, from the house. Like, I can't see fire, but I can see a bunch of smoke. And I was like, ah, fuck it, it'll be grand. I get to the gym and sit down, right? There's a bench, like, right outside the gym, and it faces towards where the house is. Everything is
Yeah.
covered in smoke. There's a huge cloud of smoke, like bigger than any cloud you've ever seen, of just pure smoke. And it's kind of like, oh, it's black in areas, it's red in areas. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I'm sure it'll be fine. Get inside the gym. About like 20 minutes later, I'm on the treadmill. Get a call from my brother. Do you see this? Did you see this bushfire? And I was like, oh yeah, I saw it when I got to the gym. Do you want me to go back? And he was like, well, it's not too bad at the moment. You can leave it. So I left it for like a half an hour. And then I looked it up and I saw that we were in like the yellow zone. And I was like, fuck. So, and then
No.
I was like, God damn it. I left the gym and like halfway through the cycle back, my brother calls me and goes, yeah, you have to go back. And I was like, I'm on the way back now. And he's like, okay. So like this stuff, oh my God. And then, like obviously, all right, nothing happened. All right, so it was fine, even though I packed up all my shit and was ready to go. But I swear to God, like my brother's girlfriend got home and I was like had all my shit packed and she was like, "You all right?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm grand." And she was like, "We're not leaving." And I was like, "Oh my fucking God!" So I was standing there like a nonce with my bag ready to go. I swear to God, man, it was some bullshit. But anyway, yeah. So literally, in order to survive, I'd have to go into the shop and get. So they have these like, I can't remember how big it was. I think it was like 1.5 liters of Powerade. Right, liter and a half of Powerade. I'd
You drink
drink
that,
like
you die, man.
I'd drink half of it on the way back,
Oh,
and
so
then
you're halfway.
down the rest of it on when I get back. And I'd buy a big ass bottle of water as well. And then, so the journey there, I just have a bag with my towel and stuff in it. All right, just that's it. On the way back, I'd have a towel and then probably a week's worth of meals, like microwave dinner. And I swear to God, this bag was like 4 kilos, and I was lugging it around. On the way back though, it was grand because like there was that the uphill turned into a downhill, and the breeze was so nice. Except the air over there is hot, So as soon as I stepped out of the airport, I was expecting like a nice, cool breeze, and I breathe in, and I instantly can't breathe. I was like, oh shit. Anyways, what I'm saying is, thank God we don't have Australian climate, because I would never go to the gym ever again. Or cycle anywhere for that matter.
I don't think you do either of those things here.
Yeah, I don't. Listen, my bike is fucked, okay? I need new wheels for it. I traded my bike for another bike. I traded it and paid like €100 on top of that. And then so I was like, oh yeah, the tires are fucked in it, like, so I need to get new tires. This was either last year or 2 years ago. And I still haven't gotten tires for it.
Are you staying up for the darkness into light thing?
Yeah, my parents just told me about that.
I'm gonna stay up to 5:30 anyway.
I might as well, man. I've fucking nothing better.
Exactly, yeah.
Honestly. I haven't heard about that right now.
Oh, Jared, so what they're doing, people are gonna, thousands of people all over Ireland, they're gonna get up and like
go outside at 5:30 in the morning.
Record the sun going up, you know?
Alright. That's smart. I'll normally wake at that time anyway.
And apparently the sun here is proudly supported by Electric Ireland, so props to those guys.
Wait, the sun?
Oh, yeah, no, so...
Ladies and gentlemen, Electric Ireland owns the sun.
Thousands of people of Ireland around the world are getting together online to join the Darkness into Light Sunrise Appeal, proudly sponsored by Electric Ireland.
Man, how much is the sun? I'm actually looking that up. I actually don't care. How much is the sun?
That's not gonna make sense. It's like how much...
I don't think it's for sale, bro.
How expensive?
Means you can't buy any.
And also, just real quickly.
Oh my god! At the moment, the sun will
exactly?
Wait, hold on. At the moment, the sun will cost a total of nearly 30,693,153 septillion dollars.
I don't think I can count that high. If I started and kept going till I died.
That is incredible.
Man.
I fuck it. Buying the sun.
No. Who no, just a quick question also, Dara. Who the fuck is selling the sun?
And I don't know, like an energy company?
Fucking bored gosh there.
Electric Ireland are gonna buy the sun.
So just a bit of money now. We thought we'd, sell the old sun there.
What if the company was like, you know what, we're going to start charging for the sun. Give me your money.
Sounds like the Mr. Burns thing. Remember when someone murdered him because he blocked out the sun for Springfield?
What?
That was the whole thing who killed Mr. Burns, is because he blocked out the sun.
Man, oh my god. You know what? I'm going to buy a square inch in the road and make it a border.
Bruh. Make the country.
I'm gonna put a big wall in the middle of the road.
Do you guys ever hear that? Micronations? People to start their own countries?
I have actually.
I'm gonna get
Sealand.
Is what? Disneyland?
Sealand.
Finland?
It's between what? England and France or something? Sealand.
Sealand. Oh my god.
I'm for real, yeah.
Man, I'm gonna spray paint
a
big black line.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna just spray paint a big black circle around my house and call it Darland.
Darland.
Nice.
You have to pay attention. You have to get a plane. Oh my god, man. People just flying remote control planes into the garden and then walking in. Did I tell you, like 2 weeks ago, a helicopter landed in my neighbour's house?
You told me that, actually, yeah.
Man, I had it up on my story. Like, literally, we heard a helicopter going over the house, and we were like, what is that noise like? Because it kept going over and over. We're like, why does it keep going over? And we went outside, and it was like landing in our neighbour's house. And I was like, what is going on? It wasn't like exactly our neighbour. It wasn't like next door neighbour. It was like 2 or 3 houses up. But I was like, this is the most whack shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, quarantine Quarantine be doing crazy shit to people. Who the fuck is flying a helicopter into someone's garden?
This shit is...
Man, that shit was whack. Man, listen, if someone parked a helicopter in undisclosed garage location, you would be like, what the fuck?
Does he have a thing for it? A landing thing for it?
No! They just landed it in the garden.
Alright.
Man, that's the most GTA in real life shit I've ever seen.
Pretty much, yeah. You have to be a pretty fucking trained dude to do that, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think apparently someone along our road was like the youngest pilot or some shit in Ireland. He was like 17 when he got his license. And I don't know how that's possible, considering you have to
probably
go
the dude, you know, landed in your garden.
No, it wasn't my garden. Yeah, but like, no, like, I don't get that though, because doesn't it take like 10 years to get a pilot's license? Or something like
that? Not too sure about that.
To talk to us about that, man.
I was 17 and I flew a plane for a half an hour.
That's pretty nice.
How long does it take? Man, that shit was terrifying.
I'd say it was.
Like,
45 hours of training. What the fuck you on about 10 years?
Wait, what? No.
45 hours of flight training, at least 25 hours will be flown with an instructor.
Bruh.
No, I mean like a commercial pilot.
Oh man, why didn't you say so?
200 hours.
What's that? That's like what? Man, that's like a month.
Fuck off, my brother told me, okay.
Oh Jesus Christ. Oh man, we're taking this. Oh my god, man, you don't even want to know what I think of that lad.
Man, I'd honestly love to get a pilot's license. 30 hours of flight, that isn't too bad. Well,
my views would be unpleasant, and this would have to be turned into a PG-13
you have
podcast.
to consider though, Thomas, like, if you're doing lessons, 30 hours, that's like 31-hour lessons.
Yeah, to be honest, you'd be
that shit's gonna take a long ass time. That's gonna take like a full year, nearly. But yeah, I'd love to do that. That'd be sick, like, or even just go for a lesson. I mean, I've technically been on a taster lesson, but you know, that wasn't much. I figured out like 3 things about the plane, and then he was like, "All right, now it's your turn." And I was like, okay.
Whatever you do, don't press the red button.
No, literally. So like, it was like, so there's 2 like, I'm gonna say steering wheels, right? But it wasn't even like a joystick. It was like, you know, it's like a steering wheel if they cut the top and bottom off of it. It's kind of like how would you say it? Like a U shape, but like spread out, and it pushes in and pulls back, right? And what is it? It pushes in and pulls back. So if you pull it back, the plane goes up. If you push it forward, the plane goes down. And there was like another thing where it was like there was like a knob that pushes in and pulls out as well. And if you push it in, you go faster. If you pull it out, you go slower. And like literally in the middle of the flight, like, so he took off, right? So I'm gonna say co-pilot, right? But he was technically the pilot, right? So my co-pilot, he got us off the ground and to like, you know, what would you say? Civilian cruising altitude, right? Which is I think 3,000 feet. I think we were up. But we were just like, as soon as we got up and we were like steadily cruising, he was like, right, if you don't mind, I'm gonna switch control over to you now. And I was like, oh shit, this is real.
I do mind.
So like
I do mind.
No, I was just like, I was so ready to be like, yeah, I don't want to do that. But I was just like, fuck it, man. When am I ever gonna get to do this again? Like,
yeah, no fairness.
So I just took it, and like, so like, you know, if you're, you know, when you're in a car and you have to like spin the wheel around to turn.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. The controls are so sensitive. Like, if you go a little bit too far one way, the plane will start to shake. Like, it was terrifying. And
I guess it's a combination of how fast you're going. Like, you wouldn't like do a 3 or 180 degree spin on the wheel when you're driving a car. Like,
yeah, I know, but like
any reasonable speed.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean anyway. No way, it's not that sensitive in a car. Like, this shit is like, if you go too far left, it'll shake. If you go too far right, it'll shake. And this plane kept veering over to left, so I had to kind of tilt it right and keep it steady on the horizon. And I was like, oh my God, man. And it, like, I don't know why or how, but over land, it seemed to shake more than over sea.
Yeah.
Because we were on land and it was like shaking like crazy. And we got out over the ocean and it was fine. Like I did a whole turn. We went up and down the coastline, like, and then fucking that was it. I pulled back in and then went over land again. And then he was like, all right, make a right turn here. And I turned right anyway. And then he was like, all right, do you see the airfield there? Just aim for that. And I was like, okay, cool. So then I think we started to go down a small bit, like, and like I'd say we got to maybe 2,000 feet. And then he took back control. And I was like so happy he took back control because I was shitting it, like. The entire time, most of it, I was like 1-1 room, we're fucked, like. And this dude tells me, he goes, "Oh yeah, these windows open, by the way." And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, if it gets
terrifying."
He's like, "Yeah," if it gets really hot, like if we get a really hot day, I'll open the windows and, like, you know, just put my arm out. And I was like, "Are you fucking crazy?" Like, he was like, "You can open the window if you want." And I was like, "Haha, I think not, man." But no, like, the dude was really sound. I can't remember what his name is, but he told me that this was in like January, I think. And he told me that on Valentine's Day he was flying his fiance out to, like, this island. I went to the island, it's called Rottnest, and he was going to propose to her when they were flying out there.
Oh, Jesus.
I was like, oh man, that's
so cool.
Sick. Like, we were like legit just vibing, having a conversation.
You ever see the guy who pretended he was?
He pretended
trained
the plane was going down,
yeah,
was it?
you know exactly what I'm on about.
Yeah. Oh
man,
my God,
that was
man,
fucking
that was
terrifying,
crazy.
unbelievable.
So he made it look like the plane was stalling, and on the way down, he was like, "Will you marry me?" And then she was like, "What?" He was like, "Will you marry me?" And she was like, "Yeah." And then he made it cruise again. She was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Fucking legend and a fucking dickhead at the same.
Yeah, but he told me, and I was like, "Oh man, that's so wholesome. Like, I hope it all goes well." And he's like, "Cheers, man." And we were talking about, like.
Did you ever find out if you did? You should.
I actually don't know.
You should.
I remember after, like, right directly after, I found, like, I was looking through their Facebook page and I actually found who it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, you look sound." But obviously, I wasn't gonna add him because, like, who the fuck goes to a place and then just adds one of the people who, like, you know, taught them something? That'd be like me going to a driving instructor and adding them on Facebook.
Well, if you added them now, I don't think you really care.
Yeah, man, you're not going to do that if you go to my driving instructor.
For a bit of context, should we say it?
Yeah, I don't care. Go on.
Thomas's dad is a driving instructor, and I'm kind of terrified to do my lessons with him because I know he will just not hold back and he will take the absolute piss out of me.
I would be on the same boat here.
Like, I was literally like, I'm like, oh yeah. I think the most thing I'm nervous about is doing them with Thomas's dad.
Imagine, do you know the way your dad teaches you how to drive? Okay, mine is literally teaching me how to drive.
Yeah, that's crazy. My friend's dad is teaching me how to drive, and he doesn't hold back in real life. If we're taking the piss out of each other, like, he will not hold back. No, so I can only imagine what level he's going to be when I'm doing my lessons.
Well, you should see what level he's at with me.
I'm gonna be like, he'll be like, make a left turn, and I'll like fuck it up, and he'll be like, you are literally incapable of being in a car.
Man, did you hear what he did with Dan? He's like stopped him in the middle of a roundabout.
Yeah, and he was like, he nearly crashed. In Mullingar, wasn't it?
I can't.
Fucking wild.
I can't believe teachers are still giving out homework. I'm seeing one here now.
What is the point?
Who?
Oh, I won't say who. It's a maths teacher in our school, if you know what I mean. She's giving out homework.
Crazy bitch McGee?
Yeah, no. I shouldn't have asked who.
Yeah. She's giving out homework. Like, why?
Listen, did I hide in the bathroom stall when I was in her class?
You remember that, Darren? Jesus Christ.
Of course I remember that, man. I was terrified to go to class.
God, man, I swear. Oh my God. Or the thing where some guy, he got in trouble in French and had to go to math straight after without his journal. And she exploded.
Oh my God.
Remember that?
Man.
My God.
That might have been me.
No, it wasn't you.
Was it not? Oh, thank God.
The guy moved to Singapore.
Right. I get you. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Oh yeah, he
Worm man.
He got in trouble with our French teacher, and she took his journal off him to write him a note because he wrote, and I quote, that the teacher was a fat in his journal.
Was this Miss Blondbitch or Miss Stupid Bitch?
It was Miss Blondbitch.
Miss Blondbitch, okay.
And then we went straight to maths. And maths teacher was like, "Oh, so where's the journal?" And he goes, because he didn't do his maths homework either, fucking idiot. And he goes like, "Oh, I lost it in the canteen." So the maths teacher let him go out and get it in the canteen. And sure, it wasn't in the canteen. And then
man, he just should have told the truth.
And then the French teacher got someone to bring it back up.
Oh my God, man.
So and so the teacher was like, "Oh, so like that guy, he was fucked. No wonder he had to move school, move fucking country, move fucking continent, man. The poor guy."
What was I gonna say? No, I remember I had like a really small brain moment in her class. I don't know if you remember it, Thomas. I really hope you don't, because it's like it's one of the most embarrassing like things in my life. But I swear to God.
Hiding where?
In maths class.
Oh man, I remember that. And
do you remember? Wait, do you remember what it was though with the test thing?
Homework. You didn't have it.
No, it wasn't that.
What?
Do you remember when we had the test sheets?
Yes.
And we'd like put down our results and shit on them.
Did you lose yours?
And I couldn't find it.
Right.
And then she was like, "Where's your copybook?" And I was like, like I don't know why. My brain blanked, right? Everyone else in the class knew what she was talking about, but in that moment I had no clue. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
But I remember we were straight out of home ec, and we were in home ec, and then you turned around to me, and you were like, "Oh well." I'm like, "Oh, what's happening?" And you go, "So listen, I'm gonna hide in the bathroom."
Yeah.
Right? And you told one of our other friends, and me and her had to bullshit our way from a lie, saying that you were walking beside us, and then you just disappeared.
Thank you so much. I remember. All right, I'm not gonna lie. I faked a nosebleed in her class as well one time.
Oh, I remember that with the red pen. Yeah.
No, it wasn't a red pen. I had some like red.
Oh, fake blood. I remember.
It was red food dye.
Oh my God.
I had it was like a tiny bottle, so I could fit it in my hand and you couldn't see it.
Mm.
And I just put it on my nose, and I was like, "Oh, miss, my nose is bleeding." She was like, "Go on out and get a tissue." And I
remember someone did that.
Oh, yeah, I remember someone used to stick a key in their nose to do that.
I still talk to that guy.
I think we all still talk to that guy. Oh my God!
I wouldn't be able to do it to myself.
Man, didn't he start getting like problems because of that? Like nose problems. I mean, I you'd assume they would like. Oh my God! So, what else goes on?
Not much, man.
Well, you all heard about it today. The lizard.
Oh,
thank the Lord.
Man, fuck you, like.
Up there.
Okay, so for context, Dara did his leaving cert last year, and me and Thomas were supposed to do it.
You know, I worked my ass off for 6 years.
Go fuck yourself, you did.
I worked my ass off for 6 years, and then I have my exams to show for it.
Fucking worked your ass off.
Working my ass off towards this thing. Work my ass off and got the points I deserved.
You didn't have. I'm not even gonna have this conversation.
Man, boy, just because I studied for a week before the exams does not mean I don't deserve those points.
And you were watching Breaking Bad the day of your math paper too.
That's true.
Okay.
But Yeah, so I worked my ass off for 6 years, and then Thomas and Jared did the same thing, and also took a bullshit year between, and
Yeah, we did TY.
yeah,
we're the real dum dums here, you know.
yeah, you are the real retards, you know.
So
But then, you know, their leaving cert gets cancelled. Not postponed. No, they couldn't postpone it, because why the fuck would they do that? No, they cancelled it upright. You know, and that was it. And now I'm salty because, you know, they didn't work, and they're getting the same thing I did.
but we did do a mock paper, which is basically the same thing with less experience.
I'm not gonna lie, Thomas did work though. I know Jared worked as well.
Yeah,
honestly, everyone but me worked, and I work a lot less than I let on.
I've calculated my points. I'm gonna get around 350 points if I do predicted grading, which means I can get into menus.
Excuse me.
Arts 316. So hopefully,
Yes.
boys. Man. Be an art student, and then I'll have all the time to do fucking podcasts with you fucking losers.
Yeah, man,
I'll be doing film, so I can do
nothing personal against art students.
No, man, I can't wait.
I've heard that not much comes from arts. However, no, it depends. See, it depends what sector you're in.
Yeah,
I'm not going into detail.
I'm planning to go into law and criminology and stuff, innit?
And you're in a new interest field. You're in a new interest field in every 2 weeks, man.
Exactly.
First it's doctor, then it's craic, then it's law.
Honest to God, yeah, man, I don't care.
Honestly, Thomas, you have to ask yourself the question: would you be comfortable defending someone who's like killed people?
Yeah, that's something you gotta deal with, man.
Sure.
Yeah, but like
probably.
Say if someone killed let's say someone killed his wife and children, okay? Let's say someone killed his wife and children.
Yeah.
Or let's say someone just goes out and randomly kills 3 people. Okay. Would you be comfortable saying this guy has done nothing wrong?
If
he's going to plead insanity or something.
Gets a medical test done, so he's crazy, then yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Even with that shit,
be sent to a mental hospital instead of slammer.
That's a grey area for me, man.
Yeah, man. I honestly don't know if I could do it. That's why my field of, I won't say expertise, because you know I know barely anything about it yet, but my area of interest is nowhere near political. I mean, some parts of it are, but you know, the whole topic as a subject.
Yours is biological.
Yeah, exactly. Marine
scientific.
Biology. Exactly, boy. I mean, the only real political thing about that is environmental sciences. Talking about climate change and shit like that, which I believe in, so it's not even that big of a deal.
Not bad. Yeah. Mine is film, so it's subjective.
I'm joking.
Well, it's film and TV and ads and wherever. I also do a bit of acting. So
that's not bad. Oh yeah. What question was I going to ask? Fuck. With your areas that you're looking at now, what do you hope to achieve in the long run? What's your where do you want to end up? I wouldn't say at the end of your career, but at the peak. I'm talking where in the world, what actual career, shit like that, you know.
I just want to help people, man. I want to help people who are in need of it. Don't even care if I'm making money, as long as I have somewhere to live and a house, I'll be fine.
Yeah, but where would you like that house to be?
Oh,
Personally.
You know, the quiet place. I'd love to live in the middle of fucking nowhere and hunt and and just live off. You don't need anything. You know what I mean?
Don't live in Ireland.
Oh, honest to God.
Well,
your neighbor will be coming over
the
every 2
hunting
months.
here is really, really complicated. Like I do bow hunting, but it's like not actually hunting. And we have to separate ourselves from hunting so much for insurance reasons. Insane. So we shoot like foam targets that look like animals, but obviously you can do this and
you
be
don't go out
against
and
hunt. You can be against hunting, whatever way you feel about it. It's just foam.
exactly.
You can't bow hunt in Ireland.
What, like
I know
actual hunt?
you can't bow hunt in Ireland. You can't use a
So you
crossbow
can't.
or a
Yeah.
bow. You can only use like shotguns and high power rifles.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's the laws for hunting are really complicated, and it's not something I'd get into.
Yeah, like, oh man.
Even on your own land, it's really complicated what you're allowed to do.
Yeah. Nowadays, you need a license for everything, man.
Yeah.
Go around killing shit, you know.
Exactly.
It's not ethically.
What about trees, huh?
There's that argument as well. Like, okay, well, you have to get a license for everything, but like, imagine you didn't have to get a license for hunting, and someone's dog wanders into your field. You have every right to kill it or something. That'd be horrible.
Yeah. I honestly do see a lot of that shit around, though. Like, on gates and stuff, you know, like in farmers' fields or whatever.
What do you mean?
Like, right, so there's a field across the road from me, right, and there's a gate on it. Now, like, I wouldn't say ages ago, probably 6 years ago now. There was still a gate, but you could go in there.
Yeah.
And like that field is like where I spent the majority of like my childhood. And then out of nowhere, they plopped the fucking sign on it saying like trespassers will be like prosecuted or some shit like that. And I was like, why you gotta be a dick, bro? I mean, obviously, I didn't understand it. Like he keeps horses in there, but like when they're not in there, like I don't see why you shouldn't be allowed because there's nothing really in there.
Mm.
So I don't know, man. Anyways, back to the topic at hand, Jared. Where would you want to end up in your career?
Well, I have this whole idea. I want to have my own bit of land, couple chickens, couple animals, grow my own food, whatever. Be happy living a life like that. But the process of getting to it, I want to do film, podcast, TV, ads, acting. I want to just be hugely in that industry.
Yeah.
I know I've taken steps in it, but never like jumped in that deep.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I was supposed to be in I was supposed to be an extra in like this movie for a big director. I don't even think I can say it. What else? I was in one that came out recently, Normal People, and I haven't found
How
myself
were
in
you
the
though?
TV show yet.
He wasn't on it.
I was in it. I got the papers to prove I was in that.
If you look really closely, you can.
Every sesh, I'm there.
I watched the entire show. They fuck about 4 billion times, and Jared is not in one scene.
Jared, did I tell you what I did for that? I watched the last episode by accident.
He watched the last episode first and ruined the entire thing for himself.
It must have been so confusing.
It was 100%.
Oh my god, man. Yeah, Thomas, you just said what you said you want to help people, but you never said where you actually wanted to end up in terms of like a job and shit like that.
Oh, I don't know. I want to be financially secure. I want to be doing something that I enjoy, and not something. There's two things when you have a job. There's intrinsic and there's extrinsic. You either work to have fun, or you have fun to earn. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're either working so you can pay bills and have fun
or
outside,
you're working, yeah,
or
you're
you're
working so you can have fun at your job.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to be something that I have fun with, and not something that's gonna tie me down where I have to be for the next, what is it now, 40 years, maybe 50 years of my life. I don't want that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think
Well,
that's.
what job do you reckon that'd be for you?
I don't know, man. So many
Trying to
ways
figure
you
it
can. You know me, man. I change like every day now. I'm
Yeah.
fucked. That's why I'm doing an art course, so I have more time to decide.
Not
Yeah.
fair.
I think
But
I really like
Yeah.
cooking. I'd love to go into the
cuisine.
food industry and everything like that. I think
Uh,
it would really suit me. I'm not sure.
There's going to be a team of you
Okay.
changing your things.
Man,
That's the
the
first
whole
time I've
time.
heard the cooking thing.
I
Honest to
really
God,
like
man.
cooking. Yeah.
Honest
I
to
really
God,
like
dude.
as well,
film.
but I don't think I'd like pursue it as an actual like career.
Same here.
There's a lot of money to be
More of
making.
a
A
hobby.
lot of chefs are, they're alcoholic, unsocial people, and like I fit in right into that category.
You don't even drink.
Bruh. Oh my god, man. As for me,
What about you, Dara?
I have like a very specific thing. I don't know why.
Go on.
Like, right,
Find the lost city of Atlantis.
that would be sick, but that has nothing to do with marine biology, Thomas. That's maritime history or maritime fiction,
Ooh,
as we know so far, anyway.
fancy
But,
words. I don't understand.
shut up. Marine
Sexy
is
more
like
fancy words.
We
oh,
know what we read,
oh
man.
my-
It's like the sea.
okay, yeah, we get it, right? Shut up. So like in terms of where I'd want to be, I don't know completely because I've only been to like 3 places or 4 places in the world, like countries wise. But right now it's looking like Australia because that place is just a haven for all that kind of shit. You got the Great Barrier Reef and all the
Mm.
different stuff
Is there
around
much
that.
stuff
Like
in Ireland for it?
the only jobs really are like fish farms, and that shit does not interest me whatsoever.
Yeah, that's
Like,
pretty controversial in the first place.
exactly. But yeah, just honestly, either
Oh,
a house on the
we
coast somewhere or on a lake.
we need to end this
Uh,
quickly. I need to tell you guys something, but I can't say it on the
shut up,
stream.
shut up, Thomas.
Go to
Shut
Twitter.
up.
Go to Twitter. I can't say it.
Alright.
It's him.
Oh my god, shut up. Anyways, thank you for fucking interrupting me, asshole.
I don't care. What the fuck? Go on.
Yeah, but like, on a lake or beside the ocean somewhere with like marine biologist job, just like writing papers for 10 months a year or 8 months a year and then going on adventures for like 4 months of it.
And you're comfortable doing that?
Oh hell yeah, man. I mean,
Fair enough.
like I would sit in and write grants and like do research and write papers and stuff for 8 months or 10 months if I could go out and like go on these absolutely wild adventures like for 4 or 2 to 4 months of the year, like because like just think about it, it's like that 2 to 4 months you're still doing your job, but it's a holiday, like pretty much.
Pretty fun, man. Yeah.
Like I mean, yeah, like I'd be see the place I'd be going, like I'd still be doing work, I'd be collecting samples and analyzing it and stuff like that. But I'd have fun doing it, like.
Yeah. Why not?
Like think like the places you get to see, the people you get to meet. It's I don't know, man. Just been fascinated with this shit since I was like a child. Don't know
cool.
about spending weeks out at sea though. I doubt I could do that.
I mean, I think you'd be okay now.
I mean, like now, if it was like close to the coast or something, I'd be all right. Like if I
They're
could,
hardly going to send you into like the center of the
yeah,
Pacific and just leave you there for like 10 years, come back for you.
it's
And,
not
okay,
even
what you
that,
figure
man. It's
out?
just like if I went out like a bit too, like obviously I'd be on like a research vessel or something. There'd be more people, but like, have you seen some of like the fucking storms and shit there's to be out, like the videos and
Yeah,
stuff? I
they're
mean,
crazy.
that's more so with like shipping things and like crabbing vessels and stuff like that. But like shit, that stuff is still crazy. Like just boats being absolutely like flipped and like jumping over waves and shit, man. That's fucking. I don't know, man. But like all the other parts about it, the diving and stuff, That shit. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Sure.
Shut up.
Man, relax.
I can't breathe.
Oh, I have it muted.
Yeah, no, that sounds
How
alright,
weird.
to be honest.
Nothing. But yeah, like that's where I see myself. Hopefully, if all
Hopefully.
goes well.
All goes well. If the dream happens. The dream, boys. You have to believe in the dream.
It's achievable, though, Dara. That is achievable.
Well, nothing we've said has been like crazy out of the reach. Like,
Huh.
It's all about hard work, man. Keeping a good mindset about it. Just
Exactly.
going for it instead of like going halfway and then dropping.
Exactly.
Like, listen, if I have to work in a few goddamn fish farms to get to my dream, I'm gonna do it.
yeah, you have to start somewhere.
Exactly, man. Like, I don't know, man. Plus, I looked up the thing for like getting a dive license, and you have to be able to like swim 200 meters non-stop.
Really?
And then swim backstroke with your head submerged for 50 meters.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like,
are you allowed to wear a thing with it?
There's no way I can do either of those things. I tire out after about 50
Are you allowed to
meters
wear
swimming.
what is the thing for the, like a mask, but you can breathe out of it? You know what I mean? Snorkel.
What, like a rebreather? Oh no, no. Oh, a snorkel? No, man. This is like freestyle, like.
Oh,
So
wow.
like it'd be conducted in a pool, like the test.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, but like Jesus Christ, man. Just imagine, like, all I can imagine is paying the amount of money, because I think it's like €600 to €800 to get a dive license, including lessons and stuff. And just imagine paying that and then not being able to do that.
Yeah.
So I think as soon as this quarantine bullshit's over, I'm gonna start working on trying to get up to that standard of swimming, and then hopefully going for a dive license. I know I get a boat license in the course, but there's nothing.
Do you
about
remember
diving.
when we were at the canal and you were terrified of the fish? Look at you now.
Yeah, no,
All it
man.
took was
See,
me
like,
drop kicking you into the water.
man, listen, right? I have new context, right? So back then,
Oh look, a
when
fish.
Oh. Listen, man, when you grow up around an area, you hear shit about the things in that area, correct?
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
So about these fish, what I heard is if you touch them, their fucking fins spike up and stab you. Okay.
Really?
So I wasn't getting stabbed, right? No, I swear to God, this shit is true, but like they rarely do it. It's only if they're like seriously provoked. Like you can see it when you pull a fish out of the water. If you catch a fish down by the canal, their fin will spike up like their dorsal fin will spike up.
Man, that's some childhood trauma shit right there.
Man, I know it never happened to me. Like nothing like that has ever happened to me. But it just scared me back then. And then I went over to Australia, I swear to God, you walk into the water, there's like millions of like baby fish in there. And then I was in the water and there was a fucking blowfish beside me. And I was like, what?
Fucking hell. Oh my God.
I was like, holy shit. And then I went snorkeling, saw another blowfish, and then I did the snorkeling with sharks as well. And that shit was just...
That sounds crazy, man.
Man, the snorkeling with sharks, it was in a tank, so it was kind of different. And I had a bunch of like protective gear or whatever. Well, I wouldn't say I had protective gear, like a wetsuit. And I had wetsuit gloves. So like if you touch something, you weren't really touching it, you know? Even though you're not meant to touch fish. I didn't touch any fish. They just kind of swim past you, and then the sharks stay on the bottom.
Kind of vibing.
But yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like it's honestly not that bad.
When we used to go to Florida when we were younger and richer, and I remember my dad used to take me fishing around the area we stayed, and Florida is like crazy in the first place. But one thing we didn't realize was alligators are everywhere.
Yeah,
there are alligators everywhere, man.
I know. I've heard the stories.
So we were.
I saw a couple of alligators in Florida, man. They're fucking massive.
They're huge.
They're massive.
And they don't really care that you're there.
No, they don't.
We were fishing, and then we were like pulling up a line, and then what grabs it? An alligator, and it's freaking out. So obviously, it didn't get the whole thing. So a hook comes out, basically ripped the fish. So comes up, and we say, okay, it's time to move place, and we have a bottle of Gatorade, and my dad puts 2 and 2 together and says, an alligator, Gatorade, gator, and he's put his hand over the because we're on this like raised wooden area, and he puts his hand over, aims for about where the gator is, drop, clock, and
he hit an alligator with a bottle of Gatorade.
Alligator just kind of gets pissed off. He didn't care. It was obviously not the first time.
Bites his leg off.
It's obviously not the first time someone in Florida has figured that out.
So yeah, that was a gator.
Holy shit! Gatorade.
We were trying to catch bass when we were there, and those guys were huge.
Man, like I was over there, and there was fucking. I think 2 people were like out on a boat, right?
Over where now?
And
Australia?
In Australia.
Aussie.
Yeah, Aussie, man. And it was like, I can't remember. It was like these 2 lads were out fishing on a boat, right? And out of nowhere, this just like, I can't remember how big. It wasn't that big. I think it was like a 12-foot or something like that, or a 10-foot great white comes out of nowhere and just starts eating all the fish. Like you can see blood going everywhere. The head comes out of the water, and you can instantly tell it's a great white shark. Like every video or movie you've ever seen of a great white shark, it's the spitting image of it.
Was it scary in real life, or?
Well, like I didn't actually see any great whites when I was over there. It was just a video like on Facebook. It was on I think it was on the news.
Jesus.
But no, the ones I swam with were like sand tigers, and they don't actually like no one hear like shark stories. They say like a curious bite.
Yeah.
So to
it's
like test it. Yeah, these sand tigers are just like, yo, I see a fish, I go, and my teeth are like, it's like curved inwards. So as soon as they bite, they swallow something whole. Yeah, so like, and their mouth is only like something like 6 inches, so there is no possible way they can even take a curious bite. So I was just like,
horrifying.
Oh my god, man! You should see a picture of one of them. They're fucking horrible. Like, they look so nasty. They look like they'd rip you in half, but they can't. They literally can't. It's actually insane.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, man. That's enough of the Australia stories.
Anyway, we'll leave it there.
We'll wrap up.
What time is it?
Wrap it up. If in fact someone does listen to this, thank you for listening, and God help you. What is wrong with you?
God help you.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I thought you were going to say God bless you, and I was like, yeah, that's a good one.
Like, subscribe.
You're serious?
Hit the bell.
No, Jared, stop, man. Think about this. You've listened to us. Go. Do you know how beautiful it is?
We've talked about Shia LaBeouf and
you're a beautiful person. Thank you for being here.
Ant-Man.
I don't understand what's wrong with you, but at the same time, I love you. Thank you for listening.
You made it to the end of the podcast. You're one of 0 people.
You're one of 1. Congratulations, buddy.
Oh my god.
Anyway, make love, not war.
Take it easy.